about performance review. Who am I to talk about performance review? This year, it could be different. I've done lots and lots of performance review in a corporate world as a manager, and I've also written the reviews for myself to forward to my managers as well. So I do have some knowledge with regards to that, but this year, a performance review could be completely different. And I'm going to talk about it. Now, I'm not going to talk about how do you prep yourself and what you should look for. I already have a segment on my YouTube channel. This is being currently streamed live on YouTube channel as well. Go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to put that in there as well. If you can't make it right now, you can go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to put it there. And you know what? I am on audio live as well. Right now, as we speak, there are like so many people listening right now. And if you want to hop in on my audio live, you probably would have gotten the notification as well. You can go and hop in on audio live. And guess what? You get to talk to me today. Probably after 20 minutes, I'll open the questions. And then you get to be on a stage with me and talk about performance reviews. If you have any concern, or if you're on the field, if you're an expert as well, go hop in. We can talk about it after 20 minutes or so. I am on audio live as well. You should have gotten the notifications. If not, then go into my event page, activity, and then hop in on audio live. So shout out to so many people listening. I do have Gulneet Chadda. She's amazing HR professional as well. She's on my audio live as well. There are so many people. I am going to go and share screen as well a little bit later on as well. Okay. All right. So let's start without any delay. Anyone watching me from Canada, just let me know and share this information as well, because it would be handy for all those people. Now, I don't know about you, but I've just recently heard that there are some industries, they're going to go and increase the pay for Canadians. Okay. And there are certain banking industry, they've already done it from level 1 to level 6, I believe. That was in the news as well. 3% was already done. I verified the information from the right sources as well, and they're in the process of doing the performance review as well. Now, why am I telling you this? Now, performance review is not only about getting a salary increase this year. It's about, okay, what's going on in the market? Because of pandemic in Canada, the interest rates are going up, inflation is running through high, and what's going on? So is it the salary increase you want in this year? Is it the job? Something that, you really want to be secure. Are you going to be laid off? You never know, right? So I'm going to talk about some of the red flags in performance review that you should be watching out for this year. So that way you can put the exit plan together if the employer is not a right one for you, okay? Now, I'm not going to come in and bash the employers today at all. Before I talk about this, can you let me know in comments if you can hear me, everything's good to go? I'd hate to just talk and you're not able to listen to me. Just tell me, yeah, give me number 1. Drop number 1 to let me know that everything is fine. You can hear me. Drop. Okay, number 1, I'm going to wait because it's going to be delayed. I just wanted to make sure that I can hop in right into the subject. And people who are tuning in audio live right now, I'm going to invite you on a stage pretty soon, probably 20 minutes or so. And I'm going to ask you, and you can raise your hand a little bit later to come and talk to me, okay? All right, so I'm not seeing anything here, but I think the comments are popping up here. Hopefully everything is fine. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So according to Eckler's inauguration, the compensation planning survey, the survey was done in Canada right now. And then, you know what? National average base salary increase for 2023 is projected to be at 4.2%. Now, where do you fall in there, right? So, and again, is your company going to do the salary increase automatically, or is it merit-based as well? So I've worked with top employers and they have a framework. No one's going to come to you and say, well, I'm going to give you 4.2 raise because of whatever is going in the market right now, but you probably have to earn it as well. So that's first step for you is to understand how the merit increases are happening. Is it automatically bumped in, and are you getting on top of that 4.2% that it's forecasted? It might not be true for every industry. I'm going to go through that based on that survey. I pulled some numbers in here, and why are they doing it is to balance those and need. So it's very expensive. And let's talk about this. In a corporate world right now, I've worked in the banking field all my life. And I know that whenever there is something going on, the prime rate changes in the market. The people who have VRM, which is a variable rate mortgages, we're going to get the letter and say, you know what, your mortgage payment is going to go up, right? So the businesses are making money, passing on that to the clients. But then the employees right there, why do they have to wait until 1 year to get the salary increase, right? So probably this is something it's done for employee as well. And I'm loving this, that people are talking about it. Salary increase does not automatically happen when the expenses and inflations are really high. I haven't seen that in history of employment, but this news is really good news for all of us in Canada. Hopefully, wherever you are sitting right now, the world's going through these whole ups and downs. So hopefully this is a time to actually know what's out there. If the salary increase is something that you're really looking forward to this year, and then if it's not the employer who's actually listening to you and then matching the inflation rate or something, maybe it's time for you to go out, exit yourself, and there's a plan that you can start branding yourself and everything. I'm not going to go through that, but then I'm going to go through the performance review, how to bring that up. Now on BC, any Canadian in the house, tell me yes. Anyone from BC, Ontario, Quebec, we are projecting that highest average salary increases at 4.1%, which is a great news, right? So now when you look at those stats, it might be really small, but then you know what? Where I've worked in a corporate world, if you want to get the salary increase of 5% or something, you really, really have to go exceed. It doesn't happen at all. It's like literally peanuts. That's how the employee's salary are rated. So if you want to get 3%, it's always going to be someone who exceeded everything, every matrix, right? So you got to know if you want to get the increase, is it going to be automatically done, or you're going to get more than that plus the merit-based increase as well. So of course, talk about it as well. These needs to be talked about as well. So then again, I'm not going to go through all the stats here, but then you know what? IT sectors 5.4. We're looking at that much of expected increase on it. And again, these are the stats pulled from the survey itself. And then LinkedIn actually posted that as well. There was a feature news on LinkedIn as well. So I put it up right there for you so you can see it if you're an IT sector. But then again, IT sector is really huge as well. So you got to, before you go and talk about the salary increase, you want to make sure where do you fit in, right? So what IT sector, maybe your IT sector is not booming. Maybe there's a lot of layoffs happening and maybe you're not going to get the salary increase, or you may be packaged out. If you're on a contract with the IT contractor, and if you don't have a full-time job, it's not a layoff, but then they might not renew the contract. So these are the things that you got to look for yourself if the salary is something that you're looking forward to this year. Okay. So don't go with the news and then think that, okay, I'm an IT and I should get 5.2. What IT? Not all the IT sectors are booming. So you got to know, you got to have real clarity when it comes to career, what's booming and where do you fall in. And then again, professional membership organizations and associations are at 5.3, which is really good in my opinion. Media and telecommunications, we're looking at 5.1. Construction 5.1. In Canada though, what happens in Canada where I live, a lot of time there's 6 months of snow going on, and we are really busy in summer. The construction people are really busy in summer. So would that happen right away this year? Maybe not. So these are the things that you got to talk about with the employers and managers as well during the performance review, if the salary is the motivation. So performance review, again, for all people, there's no one size fit all, right? Someone wants more salary, all right, based on whatever they've done, based on the extra tasks they've taken. Someone else might want promotions, the title change, not the lateral promotions, more responsibilities. Someone else wants more projects. Someone wants, to be a leader, right? There are so many things you got to talk about it in performance review. Performance review is not about something that you've done, you've done everything bad. It has to happen. Every quarterly, you have to meet with the managers and then talk about it. And performance review, yearly review should never be shocking to you. And never be like, okay, well, I've never had a feedback all my life, all 11 months. And in 12 months, you're telling me this. I didn't even have a time to correct my behavior, right? So if your manager's doing that, then that's a bad leadership. You got to speak up and you got to document as well. And I have a whole documentation process as well. I'm going to bring that in a little bit later on. How do you document yourself if you disagree with the performance review rating as well? And I'm going to give you that based on my experience, my direct the reports experience as well. How did I handle it? So that way you can potentially apply and see that if that works for you. Okay, so let me see here. Now, depending on where you work, I've been very blessed that I work with the really good employers. They had a very good system in place. So it was never a yearly performance review. It was a quarterly. We used to have a regular coaching, and my associate would never be surprised on the day of performance review. So the way that it would work would be, I'd be writing the review for them, and I'd be opening that review for them before we meet so they can see my coaching notes and everything like that. And they have to write it as well. And I can see how they rate themselves as well. And then I could show them my rating as well. So if I'm rating rating them at 4%, and let's say they're at 5, they're at 5. So the rating a category could be anything, right? Meet, exceed, and over exceed, or it could be from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 being very good at what they do and they're ready for promotions. And every organizations have a framework and structure, and leaders are trained how to do this, and they calibrate this score based on the organizations I've worked, right? So I can't just go and then just give you 5 if I cannot justify it, because that 5 would be, I would have to go and negotiate the raise for you. So maybe I'm giving you 5% raise on it, right? So you got to understand how you are being measured, how you are being rated. Is it measurable goal? What are the KPIs? And these are something that I put it on the YouTube channel as well. I'm going to link it up later on as well, where you should go and see how you prep it to have really honest conversations with the manager. So you should have these from day one, from the day that you are being onboarded. You should know already how you're going to be measured. And if it's not happening, I definitely want you to go and talk to your manager and talk about, hey, how am I going to be measured, right? These are the questions you should have been asking during the interview process. And if it's missed, whatever reason, it's your responsibility to actually remind your manager and set that coaching sessions one-to-one to understand how you're going to be measured and how your salary is going to be impacted, or how the promotion is going to be impacted as well, okay? And that's what about is. So the other thing is it fair, right? Does the target, now let's talk about this in particular. The pandemic right now, what's happening right now is the targets. A lot of companies, they're not even meeting the targets. And if you've seen the layoff right now, there's a reason they've been laid off. There's a restructuring going on. The roles have been eliminated, right? Because they're not meeting a target, or they've hired so many people at the time the business was booming. Now it's slowing down. People are going back to work, and a lot of things are changing. So now the target that was given to you last year, were you able to keep that? Were you able to do that? Did anything change at all? Is it going to be prorated, right? These are the things, the good employer, good leaders, I would bring it up to the executive committee, board of directors, and talk about it. Okay, we were here, company goals were here, we didn't meet it as a goal, we got to adjust the target, right? So think about those as well, and start putting a notes together why you were not able to meet the target. So then what's going to happen is, a lot of people who are on leave, right? If you're on sick leave, mental health leave, let's put it real. In pandemic, a lot of people went home and they didn't want to go back for whatever reason. Life happened to them, right? When you come back, how are you going to be rated? And I've seen in the organizations that attendance was part of the performance review as well. And I doubly, now reflecting back, I'm kind of questioning that. You know what? I did not know that was kind of like biases and discrimination. So you got to challenge that and say, you are sick, you were not able to commit to the duty at that time, you were not able to meet the target. Is there accommodations for yourself, right? And you got to talk about that and speak up. And if you feel like you're targeted and they're targeting you because you're coming back and you're not going to be right fit for whatever reason, then you got to document as well. And documentations are something that I have it on the YouTube channel. Recently uploaded video on quiet firing sections. You can go and see it as well, how the managers are quiet firing you. This is something not new. The quiet firing is something that's always been going on, and this is definitely going to be used during performance review, and I'm going to go through that. So the places that I've worked in, so I'm putting a rating together, and let's say I'm rating low. Let's say I'm giving you 2, and I know the kind of people I'm dealing with in my direct reports, right? So I would have evidence, I would have documentations and everything before I'm rating you very low, or 1 or 2. Then I'm already running that by with the senior manager and saying, hey, you know what? I've rated this person 2. FYI, for your information, this person might come back to you. Go through and let me know if we are are calibrated. We're okay with that. So most of the chances are when the managers are rating you on performance review, these are the insider informations that people don't share it. All the senior managers, they're okay with it. Your managers is backed up by the executive team, HR, if you have a clear documentation. So if you want to fight back, do it very strategically, bring your documents, bring your evidence as well. And you know what, start to work in the conflict together to meet somewhere in between if you feel like you've been targeted, if you feel like it's not fair as well. But before you start going to the manager's manager, make sure you bring that to your manager's attention so if they can go and fix it as well, okay? Again, you know, it's a review. At the end of the day, you can disagree all you want. If your manager has the documentations and they can provide you, that's the way it is. It's going to impact you somewhere. Promotions, salary increase, or roles and responsibility. Is there a bonus in performance review? A lot of time, if those of you who are getting annual bonus as well, right, it's going to be prorated because the targets were not met, right? You got to understand all those things before you start writing your notes and comments and fighting it. Understand the system, understand how people are getting promoted, understand how people are getting bonuses, how the bonus structure works. And the other thing is, I'm going to give you this, is it's huge. Let me see here. Here, this is huge, all right? If, let's say, the company is going to let you go, a performance review happens right now, and this happens a lot of time, and there's a law in Canada, it just came in a couple of years ago, right before I got laid off. So what happens is a lot of job offers, I want you to go back and look at the job offers and say, if you are earning that bonus, yearly bonus, quarterly bonus, if your performance review is done, and then the salary increase is happening next year, effective January, and then you're getting bonus for this year, normally the bonuses are paid out based on the company's policy around holiday season, Christmas season, or next year. If you're let go, laid off, your role's eliminated, right? Chances are you're not going to get that bonus. That's your hard-earned bonus as well. So there's a system in place for people who are fired and terminated without the cause, but the severance was there as well. But you should be getting those bonuses as well. Consult the legal lawyer to make sure that you're treated fairly as well. And this actually happens a lot in the corporate world, and I'm not kidding. I've seen it. A lot of people were let go right after performance review or before the performance review because the bonuses were not paid out, because legally on the job offer, it would say in there saying that you got to be employed to get any part, including the bonus as well. Now, if the bonus was part of benefits, RSP benefits, regular benefit, then in Canada and certain provinces, you should be able to get that as well. Consult your lawyer, because employers are going to make sure that they do the bare minimum for you. And I have a whole thing about the layoff. How do you actually handle those on my blog as well? Take a look at it and see it, because this is exactly what's going to happen in performance review. Right now it's going on. People are inside the door right now. Executive team, leaderships probably are leaving as well. Those people who know that company is not going to move forward to the right directions, you know what, they're going to be laying off people. They're already out. I want you to watch that. I want you to listen to the water cooler stories and stuff like that. Normally, chances are these are going to happen, and you will see it. Have the exit plan, work on your resume, work on your LinkedIn profile, reach out to the people outside of company, so that way you're looking and you're already good to go and you have everything good to go, okay? And all those performance reviews as well, make sure you understand if the role is going to be impacted. So if you have someone else who can do your role, probably your role going to be eliminated based on seniority, based on the performance, based on the conflict, actually. A lot of layoff, a lot of people are being laid off right now is either performance, either conflict within the new management. Restructuring happens when the new management comes in. They have a different strategy. And you know what? If you're not aligned with the vision, and if you speak up, and you probably would be the first one to go. I've seen that a lot. So you got to be careful. How do you speak up as well if you really want to stay there and be part of the new management as well, okay? And if you don't want to, and if it's not ethical, you know what? Have a paper trail for yourself in a performance review. If the new manager comes in and starts rating you, it's not justified, then you got to speak up and you got to have a paper trail. And if they make you quit for hostile environment, whatever it is, then, you know, you have the documentation. Go back and fight it, but you need the paper trail as well. So, and it could happen as well. So the manager could come back and say, well, you did so many good things and you know what, would like to promote you. The title is going to change. But it happens a lot in leadership role, the lateral promotions. What's going to happen is you're a leader, no matter what, your title is manager, and you would be, your title would be some fancy title they'll create or whatever it is. And they would be like, this is the same level, same band, right? So learn to say no strategically, and then just always ask. Anytime there's a loophole that I know that people use it, and I've been there, and I didn't realize it. So what happens is they will promote you during the performance review time. So what happens is if like you would have earned that 3% anyway because you exceeded it, but now they're promoting you. They're just giving you, like, during that promotions, like 3% or 10% raise, whatever it is, and you miss the salary increase from the last job. And then because you're promoted this year, you're going to miss out everything this year, salary increase and everything this year as well for the new role as well, right? So you got to negotiate during that performance review. If the talk comes in, okay, well, can we wait until, until I'm promoted? Can you increase the salary for this role right now where I am at 3% or 4%? And then give me another bump for the new role, which is 10%, let's say. And then I also would like to get the performance review for that year and bump it up if my performance is going to be exceeded, right? These are the loophole the employers might use it, and your managers might not be even aware of it because that's how they are running the business all the time, right? So you got to watch yourself and speak up. So what to do when you're rated poorly? First of all, again, talk to your manager, seek to understand, right? Last thing you want to do is assume it, because maybe there's a blind area, a blind side that you didn't notice it. The things that you didn't think it was happening, it should never happen, right? It should be aligned altogether, notes and everything. But if that happens, then try to understand why and try to see like how you can, going forward, how you can meet the expectations. Maybe they can reevaluate within 3 months or something. If a lot of companies don't do that because they have a formal process once a year review, but there's a quarterly review as well where there's no pay. But then you know what, you probably would be, the notes would be updated as well. So why do you need to speak up? So why do you need to really speak up when you're rated poorly? Now, here's first thing is, if you're rated poorly, first thing is it's employee engagement. You're not going to be happy. You're going to be quiet quitting. You would be like, I'm not going to go above and beyond anymore because I've done this so many years and you don't even give me the salary that I want. You don't even promote me. You hire external people, give them more, and I'm here struggling, right? So these are the bad practices. And if he feels like you want to quit, or let's say, you could be great performer like 2 years ago from the same role, but when the leadership is bad, sometimes if you're at the wrong job, all of a sudden the life happened to you, you might not be the same person. So they might fire you based on the wrong fit, cultural fit, and with a severance or without the severance, right? With the cause, whatever. To fire someone with a cause, you need a lot of documentation, especially in Canada and States. So they're documenting it. And if you've been spoken so many times, there's a warning sign, there's like written warning, verbal warning, final written warning, then it's coming to you, and performance review would be all based on that, right? So let's say what happens is if you don't agree to that, you got to go back and put the paper trail together just in case if you get fired later on. Because the first thing is your lawyer would ask you, okay, well, you never talked about this all the time. And all of a sudden, my client gets fired with a rating, but the stellar rating was 5, like 4, which was really good rating. I don't see the notes about you guys talked about it, right? So that's when it becomes a lawsuit as well, right? So you have every right to go back and speak up to fix the system. And if they don't do it, if you have to quit for whatever reason, you better make sure you have a paper trail. And I have all those, how do you do it, on the Quiet Firing YouTube channel if you want to see that. Save all those documents, coaching documents, any emails, anything like that as a documentations. And I don't know if a lot of you know, even if you email yourself with the date and time with the coaching discussions, that counts as a documentations. You can email yourself and print it and bring it home as well, because chances are if you have to go back and disagree with the performance review and you're fired for whatever reason, this is the reason. So bad employers, bad bosses are definitely looking to get you out if you're not on the same page, if they can't handle it. And this is the year that they can easily get you out if you're not on the same page. Restructuring, you would be targeted. If you're back from sick leave, mental health leave, there's a lot of accommodations it's needed. And strategically, you are a pain for an employer. Trust me, okay? To actually, it's very hard to get the right bosses, an employer who understands your pain. So you got to watch your back during the performance review and talk about it strategically, disagree strategically, and put it plan together for exit plan. And then, you know what? If it was a stellar performer, you are a stellar performer, you have nothing to worry about it. But what if your role is going to be redundant, right? So what if the other person can do the same role? What if your role is not growing? So let's say, look at the banking industry in Canada, mortgages, there are not much of loan acquisitions happening. Now, these people I've already heard, they've been laid off as well, right? So you got to watch the market. Can you pivot it? This is the time for you to actually look around after a performance review. If the company is growing, your role is going to be growing, and or you're stuck there and you want it to be promoted and it's not going to happen for whatever reason. This is a time for you to reevaluate, self-reflect yourself, and then try to help your manager so that way they can support you. And if you are with the bad bosses, this is the time for you to self-reflect and see if you're going to be targeted. And I'm being very, very honest here. This performance review this year is going to be very different from the other. I've already heard it. People are being exited out. It's a personal reason, conflict, laying off people back and forth, right? So you got to watch your back this year more than ever. All right, let me see if there's any questions. I'm going to invite people from on the audio live as well. If there's anyone who wants to come in audio live, give me raise your hand if you want to come and ask me questions. If not, then I'm going to wrap it up and see. Vincent, thank you very much. Let me see. Dean, thank you very much. Yeah. Anyone? So let me know if anyone actually has been laid off recently. Let me know. So you can come up on the stage as well if you want to talk to me. If not, then I'm going to wrap this up. And let me know if you have any questions about the job search or performance review. I'm going to just go and see if there's anything at all. Any questions that I'm going to pick it up. Okay. Anyone who wants to know more about the performance review, layoff, how do you bounce back? What are your rights? I have a blog under that job search blog for free. There's a lot of videos, YouTube channel as well. You can go and see it. And I've gotten so many feedback from people that they were not even aware of it. These are something that I put it based on my personal experience and my client's experience. And again, one size does not fit all. But then again, I went through that layoff. I went through the performance review. Luckily I really had a good bosses. I didn't have to disagree, right? But then again, it could happen. I've seen it. I've seen the horror stories as well. So this is the time for you to watch yourself and document and provide the evidence. If you want that good rating, talk about it, because your manager cannot read your mind. And more on performance review on my performance review video channel on YouTube as well. Now, if you're struggling right now, and let's say that you want to put the exit plan together and then get out because of whatever reason, toxic, or you're not getting promoted, or whatever it is, let's talk and see if I can help you out. I've had, in fact, recently one of my clients was in the toxic environment, and then we planned together, clarity together, and the person was laid off, and the person actually got the leadership role in very good company, top company, because we did everything in a timely manner. So if you sense something, go with the gut feeling and start working on yourself right now, because I've been in your shoes, and not having that title and having a gap gives us the anxiety and gives us a self-doubt on it. So I've walked miles in your shoes. So let me know how we can work together. Anything that you have when it comes to the free resources, you can also download it. I work closely with the newcomer as well. when they're landing in Canada, people who are being mistreated because they don't have a local experience in Canada, no Canadian experience. I work very closely with the middle-level professionals. I help them bounce back quickly as well. And I also work with the people who are laid off in the market, because all those things, I've done it personally, and I teach my lived strategies. And I do believe that one size does not fit all when it comes to the career strategy. You are different. It's like you are coming to the doctor and getting a counseling in front of group. I do one-to-one customized sessions. Please reach out. And thank you so much for watching me. It doesn't look like I have any questions. People are still listening into the audio live. Thank you so much for hanging in there. And reach out to me for any questions a little bit later on. So other than that, I think I'm good. Let me see if there's any questions at all. It doesn't look like it. All right, perfect. Thank you so much for watching me, everybody. You take care, and hopefully you are not going to be laid off. Hopefully your roles are not going to be eliminated. Hopefully you get promotions, multiple promotions. Hopefully you get more salary increase. Hopefully your manager is going to spoil you this year. Hopefully none of these bad things going to happen. I wish you all the best.